Hey guys, welcome back to another Vinny Built Structures video. Before we get on to the main subject of this video, which will be an update on Shane, American Logger's build. First, I'd like to give a couple of shout outs. Both of these guys have helped me in some of my problems that I have with my layout, and I appreciate their help, and so I think you guys should check out their channels. First one is Dude Linder. He has helped me get my programming PR3 up and running, and the other is Pacific North Central Troy. He has given me some hints on how to build my helix. So anyhow, check both of these guys' channels out, and I'll put their names down here somewhere. Alright, now on to the subject at hand. A few months ago, Shane contacted me, wanted me to build him a garage to park his construction equipment in, but he wanted his doors to be operating. And if you remember, a while back I did a little video on how I was going to do the doors, and this is what they're supposed to look like. And of course it's not glued down right now, so I can't really operate it up and down. But if you can see that these guys here are tweaked out, and that's because these curves right here are not the same. Anyhow, I want to admit to a challenge that has defeated me, and the reason why I say that is because as I was working on door number 3, it came out even worse than door number 2 did. So I took it apart and tried to get it back again, and all the measurements are all the same except for those the curve part. Very hard to do that if you don't have jigs to get the exact measurements. Anyhow, as I was working on door 3, it was coming out pretty bad, so I took it all apart, put it back together, and I squared up the top part by pushing it against something that was straight, and tried to operate the door, and lo and behold, this is what happened. It just broke in half. But anyhow, after talking with Shane, I decided to do the doors operating, but they'll be going straight up and down rather than having the curve. The reason why I was trying to do the curve was to minimize the height of the building. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go a full 12 inches tall on the structure itself. Anyhow, that's all I have to say right now is Vinny Built Structures has accepted a challenge and was defeated. Can't get them all. Anyhow, stay tuned for further updates on Shane's build. Alright guys, we're down here at my work area now, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing for Shane, American Logger. You know that I am doing truss work in there, and because he wanted such a wide building, I had to modify these trusses, which I explained to you in a previous video. Anyhow, here's one joint, and here's another joint. It's pretty secure. I used this solvent-based adhesive on there, and it's pretty strong by itself, but to give it a little extra strength, I'm going to be adding these strips to the top and bottom. I'm cutting these strips out of this piece of styrene. It's probably about 10,000 thick. I already measured out the size that I need, and to cut this, just basically going to use my scissors. Just try and get it as straight as you can, like that. Now, to get these strips, this is what I do. I get my straight edge, measure out the size, which in this case is 5/16, and I clamp it down, and very gently with my hobby knife, I'll go ahead and score it. Now usually I'll use the bend and break on this, but because I wanted these to be as clean as I could, I just go ahead and scribe it until it cuts through. And it'll take a few strokes. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this, just enough to give it a score every time I go down. And of course, like I said, it'll take quite a few strokes. Even though it's thin, and I do have a new hobby knife blade in there. But the straighter I can get it, the less work I have to do later on. Alright, and as you can see, there is another strip. Anyhow, I got 10 of these to make up, and they will go one on the top and then one on the bottom, and that'll kind of give me a little bit of reinforcement here. The color of the steel work in this build is going to be oxide red. So stay tuned, and we'll get back to more in this build shortly. Alright guys, back here at my work area, and this is going to be the base for Shane's build. I'm using 1/8" hardboard. The build is so big that I can't get a piece of plastic that big, so that's why we're using this. Anyhow, the overall dimensions for this is going to be 26 inches long by 16 inches wide. It's a big build, and I'm going to show you how I prepare this for the next step, which will be a primer coat and adding some striping and so on and so forth. Anyhow, I need to make sure it's square, and hopefully this board is square. Anyhow, we'll go ahead and do this. Get right on my line there. And that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and draw a line right here. And then also 26 is good. And also on the 16-inch side, we'll make sure it's square also. I intend to leave a small reveal around the entire building. The actual building itself is 24 inches by 14 and 3/4 wide. So anyhow, we'll continue on with this, and be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, with everything all measured out, I'm ready to cut. So what I did was put a straight edge here. So when I cut, I get a nice straight cut down the center there. This is my cut line here, and as you can see, I have the full footprint of the building in here. There will be a reveal on this side. On all four sides, there'll be a reveal. The reveal will be painted H concrete. The interior of the building is going to be painted gloss white on the floor, and all of this here will be striping, yellow striping. Anyhow, let me get out to my garage and give this a slice, and we'll carry on from there. Be right back. Alright guys, this is the floor, actual size. These lines right here are the actual perimeter, and these here will be walkways between the doors. This door will not be a drive-through. This one and this one will be. I'm going to prepare this and get ready for a primer coat, and I'll be using my masking tape that I got from O'Reilly's Auto Parts store. Anyhow, let me get on with this, and we'll come back and show you the next part. Be right back. Alright guys, this is the beginning of the foundation work for Shane's build, his garage for his construction equipment. As you can see, I have it all taped off now. These would be like kind of safety walkways between his equipment that he parks in here. Be alongside the walls, in the center, and so on and so forth. Way back there, let me get this back in there. Right there is going to be an office. And it'll have a people door inside and a people door that goes to the outside, and maybe a window or two. I'm not quite sure yet. Anyhow, if you guys notice these little tick marks that I have here, well, also at the very beginning of this build, I showed you guys a little bit of something. Of course, it won't be on this white piece right here, but it's going to be for the struts that are going to go up to the trusses. So in other words, we'll have, let me get this out a little further. This will be here like this. Well, not here, but you know what I'm saying. And this will come in here like this. And it'll be a support for the trusses that I intend to put up on the top. He wanted everything to be removable. That's why I'm doing it this way. So the trusses will be removable and this will be removed, but the H-beams that I'm going to be using for the steel structure won't be removable. Anyhow, I think that's about all I'm going to do for this part of the video. The masking tape will stay on here until after I put the finish coat on there, and then I will peel this all up and lay down the yellow striping. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and as always, your questions, comments, input, and subs are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 out. And by the way, if you guys are wondering what all those Coke cans are, all those empty Coke cans are going to be train money for me. As soon as I get about 100 pounds, I'm going to bring it down to the recycling center and get my money and buy stuff for my trains. This is only part of it. I have more out in my garage. Anyhow, again, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.